Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to sift through mountains of information and pull out the really useful stuff you need to know right now.
That's the plan.
And today, we're tackling something huge. The absolute explosion in generative AI tools. We're going way past just basic text-to-image stuff. We're looking at these specialized tools going viral, like those 3D figurines everyone's making.
Right.
Plus, we'll do some head-to-head comparisons of the best free tools for images, and then brave the, well, kind of messy world of free AI video generation.
It's such a dynamic area. And, if you're trying to keep up, maybe you're a designer, an artist, or just curious about where tech is headed, the stuff is, well, it's powerful right now.
Yeah.
The whole AI generation scene is shifting pretty fast. We're seeing more tools focusing on hyper-specific niches and maybe most importantly, tools that can keep things looking consistent visually, even after you edit them.
Okay, consistency. That sounds key.
It really is. So our goal here is to take all these reviews, the tech specs, the user tests, and kind of separate the real breakthroughs from just the temporary hype.
Got it. And we've got a solid stack of sources for this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've pulled in the big comparative review from CNET, and they're usually the gold standard.
Okay.
Then we've got details from the tool providers themselves, like Veer and Raphael AI, talking about their specific features.
Right, the niche players.
Exactly. And crucially, we've dug into several of those hands-on user testing guides, the YouTube videos and blog posts where people actually show how these free tools work or sometimes don't work in the real world.
Ah, the reality check.
Good. Yeah, it gives you the full picture, from the polished pro tools down to the, let's be honest, sometimes frustrating workarounds you need for the free video stuff if you want decent quality without paying.
All right, sounds comprehensive. Let's dive in. Okay, let's start with this trend that's just, well, blown up online. The whole idea of turning your photos into these super realistic 3D collectible figures.
The Nano Banana Effect, as you called it.
Yeah, we're calling it that because basically the engine driving this consistency, making it possible, seems to be Google's upgraded image tool, right? The one built into Gemini.
And that's the core of it, yeah. It's a huge leap for accessibility and digital creation.
How so?
Well, think about it. Before this, if you wanted, say, a 3D model of your pet or maybe an original character you designed for printing or just visualizing,
Right.
you basically had two options. Hire a professional 3D sculptor, which is expensive, or spend, tons of hours learning complex software yourself.
Like ZBrush or something like that.
Exactly. ZBrush is kind of the industry standard for detailed sculpting, but the learning curve is steep. It takes real skill.
Okay, so this new AI stuff just sidesteps all that.
Pretty much. The basic idea is you feed it a photo, a selfie, your dog, an anime character, even just the sketch, and boom. Instant detailed 3D figure, ready to be viewed from all angles.
Wow.
And the reason Nano Banana specifically went so viral was this one particular prompt combo people figured out.
Ah, the secret sauce.
Kind of, yeah. People realized they could ask the AI to turn their photo into, like, a 17-scale collectible figurine on a clean wooden desk with full Bandai-style toy packaging beside it.
Whoa, that's specific.
Super specific. And the fact that the AI could nail that, capture the person's face, their pose, and then stick it realistically into that whole collectible display setup, that showed a whole new level of control and consistency.
Okay, so it seems like there are two ways this is playing out. You've got the big general AI models like Nano Banana, where you need that super specific prompt.
Right.
And then you have these other tools like Veer you mentioned that are built just for this.
Exactly. Veer is a perfect example of that specialization. Their whole selling point is basically one-click 3D figurine creation.
So easier for the user.
Much easier. If you're, say, a toy designer or a serious collector, you shouldn't have to become an expert prompt engineer. Right.
Makes sense.
Veer just builds those parameters, the 17 scale, the toy box look, the implication of professional manufacturing right into their specific AI model. You upload your picture, click figurine, and it handles all that complex rendering to make it look like a real high-quality collectible concept.
So it's not just making a picture of a figurine, it's generating the idea of the figurine in a way that understands toy production.
You got it. That's the key distinction. And that immediately opens up all these niche uses.
Like what?
Well, the gift market is obvious. Personalized figures as unique keepsakes.
Sure.
But for creators, it's huge. Imagine fan artists, or maybe small merch companies, instantly generating accurate 3D concepts of, like, Goku or Hatsune Miku in their classic outfits, dynamic poses, instant visuals.
Yeah, I can see that. Our sources even mention animal figures, right? Getting the fur texture and stuff.
Oh yeah, the level of detail is getting impressive. It's not just a generic dog shape. It's capturing specific fur textures, the shine on a nose, the look in the eyes of particular breeds. That's big for artists aiming for realism.
And for designers, you mentioned original characters.
Right, this is where it moves from just looking at stuff to actually making stuff. Think about product visualization. You could mock up movable dragon figures for a game, or refine designs for collectible dolls, or concept out mecha miniatures.
So like super fast prototyping.
Exactly, rapid concept validation. A small design team could whip through dozens of visual ideas in the time it used to take to get maybe one basic 3D sculpt done.
That's pretty wild. And it's not just figures, right? You said Verveer has a whole catalog.
Yeah, that's what's fascinating. It shows how fragmented and specialized this AI art market is becoming. It's not just one big AI anymore.
So what else is out there?
Oh, all sorts of hyper niche tools.
Yeah.
Generators specifically for tarot cards or zodiac cards.
Yep.
A specific generator for that Hiroshi Nagai style, that retro 80s Japanese summer city art.
Oh, I know the look. Cool.
Yeah. A blacklight poster generator for like trippy neon stuff. Dedicated mecha suit generators, tools just for furry art, even a customizer for those popular Labubu dolls.
Labubu dolls. Wow. Okay, that is specific.
Right. And that, I think, is the real aha moment here for anyone trying to understand the shift.
How so?
It used to be that sophistication meant how complex your prompt was in a general AI model. Now, sophistication is often about how specific and refined the tool itself is for a particular task.
Gotcha. The value is shifting.
Exactly. It's not just about generating any cat picture anymore. It's about generating, say, a perfect Labubu doll version of your cat that looks ready to sell.
So AI is becoming less of a general assistant and more like a set of very specialized power tools.
That's a great way to put it. It's integrating directly into specific design workflows and often, making traditional drawing or 3D modeling skills less critical, at least for that initial concept stage.
Okay, so moving from those really specific niches to the broader image generation market, we need to look at the top players. And CNET's big comparison gives us a really solid framework looking at accuracy, cost, and crucially, privacy.
Right, those are the big three. So who came out on top overall? Still, DALL-E 3, according to CNET, scored an 8 out of 10. Its main strength is still that deep integration with the language model side of things.
Meaning it understands complex requests better.
Yeah, it's really good with long, detailed conversational prompts. You can kind of talk to it, refine things, make the character look happier, shift the sunset slightly, and it generally gets it.
Okay, sounds powerful. What are the downsides?
Well, the main one for a lot of people is cost. You generally need that $20 a month ChatGPT Plus subscription to use DALL-E 3 reliably.
Right, not free.
Not free. Also, while it's great complex scenes, testers felt its photorealistic images can still look a bit artificial, almost too clean sometimes.
Lacking that grit.
Yeah, exactly. And it can be slower than some of the competition. Then there's privacy. OpenAI says they might use your stuff to train their models. You can request an opt-out, but you have to actively go find that setting.
Okay, good to know. What about the best free option?
That seems to be Leonardo AI, scoring a 7.0. They offer a really generous free tier with lots of credits, and it's fast. That's huge if you need to generate a lot of images quickly.
And features.
It even includes some tools to help improve your prompts, which is nice for beginners.
But there's always a catch with free.
Usually. The big ones here are no post-generation editing tools on the free plan. You need those for polishing. And CNET specifically called out its lackluster privacy policy, meaning they state pretty clearly they can use your content to improve its services. So if you upload your company logo or a unique character design, well, you need to be aware it might end up in their training data down the line.
Yikes. Okay. What about for professionals already in the design world?
Adobe Firefly is the clear choice there, also a 7.0 score. Its biggest advantage is being built right into Adobe Creative Cloud, Photoshop, Illustrator, etc.
It's a seamless workflow if you're already using Adobe stuff.
Totally. But the really critical thing for pros is the training data.
How so?
Firefly is trained only on stuff from the Adobe stock library, meaning images that are properly licensed or in the public domain.
Ah. So fewer legal headaches.
Exactly. It gives businesses a much clearer path to using the generated images commercially without worrying about infringing on copyright from random web data. Plus, Adobe guarantees they don't train Firefly on subscriber content. That's huge for data security and IP protection.
Makes sense. Now, what if you're a total beginner? Or maybe privacy is your absolute top priority.
Then Canva's Magic Media Generator looks like the winner, scoring a 7.5. It's incredibly easy to use. If you know Canva, you can use this.
And it's good for it.
It really shines for fun, cartoonish, illustrative styles, fits the Canva vibe.
In privacy.
Top notch.
Yeah.
Canva states clearly they do not train on user content, and your generated images are kept private.
Okay, but downsides.
There's a hard limit on the number of free images you can generate, so high-volume users will hit that paywall. And testers found it still struggles a bit if you want images that aren't square.
All right, one more category. Open source.
That's Stable Diffusion from Stability AI, also scoring 7.0. It's known for being fast and having lots of powerful editing tools, so it attracts tinkerers and power users.
But accessing it is complicated.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. You can use it via Stability AI site or through third-party platforms, or even run the code yourself if you have a powerful enough computer.
So price and privacy vary a lot depending on how you use it.
Exactly. Stability AI offers a 10-month plan, but even then, you have to remember to actively opt out if you don't want your prompts used for model training.
Okay, that's a good overview. When CNET tested these, what were they really looking for besides just pretty pictures?
They focused on 3 key things. First was accuracy versus hallucinations.
Meaning, does it mess up?
Basically, yeah. They weren't just looking for artistic choices, but for obvious flubs, people with 3 arms, text that makes no sense, weirdly merged objects, stuff that screams AI error.
Got it. What else?
Second was how much clarifying prompts were required. How much back and forth, how much conversation did it take to get the AI to actually produce what you wanted? Less effort is obviously better.
Efficiency. Makes sense.
And the third factor, which is super important for workflow, was response speed.
How fast it makes the image.
Right. If you're trying out lots of ideas, a tool that gives you results in, say, 15 seconds has a huge advantage over one that makes you wait a minute or two for every single iteration. That speed really adds up.
Okay, so we've got the lay of the land for the top generators.
Okay.
But let's circle back to that idea of consistency, because you said that's where Nano Banana really shines, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is its superpower. It's not just about generating one great image. It's about keeping things looking the same. The subject's face, the style, the overall composition, even when you make significant changes.
That sounds like the holy grail of AI editing.
It kind of is. It solves the biggest headache from earlier models. Remember how you'd get a perfect image, ask for one tiny change, like shirt color?
Yeah, the whole face would change, or the background would go weird.
Exactly. You lose the context, have to start over, often getting worse results. Nano Banana is designed to maintain that subject consistency across edits. The person still looks like them, no matter what you tweak around them.
Okay, let's make that concrete. You mentioned a real-world example.
Yeah, the sources had a great one. Someone generated an image of a city street, kind of overcast, with a cookie store. The sign initially said Sweet Bites.
Okay.
Then the user prompted, change the store name to Kevin Cookie Company. And the AI did it, perfectly rendering the new text onto the sign while keeping everything else, the bricks, the windows, the reflections, exactly the same.
That alone is pretty impressive.
But wait, there's more. The user then took that edited image, not the original, and changed the whole mood. Prompted something like, make the scene much brighter and sunnier. And the AI didn't just brighten it. It adjusted the lighting realistically, even added plausible shadows on the street and the storefront that matched the new sunny conditions. All while keeping the Kevin Cookie Company sign and the building architecture perfectly consistent.
Wow. Okay, that's a leap. Changing the environment without losing the subject.
That's the difference maker. It moves beyond just generating static images into dynamic scene manipulation.
You also mentioned blending, like putting someone in different clothes.
Yeah, another powerful demo. A user uploaded 2 separate photos, one of themselves, one of just a jacket lying flat.
Okay.
The prompt was basically, blend these, make it look like I'm wearing the jacket.
And it didn't just look like a cutout pasted on.
Not at all. The AI analyzed the jacket's texture, the shadows, the color, and realistically integrated it onto the person, matching the lighting, adding folds where they should be. Looked totally natural.
Mm-hmm.
But then came the final step. They took that image, the person now wearing the jacket, and prompted, now make me sit in an executive office. And bang! The entire background changed. The person, still wearing the same jacket consistently, was suddenly sitting in a realistic, high-end office. Space consistent, jacket consistent, environment totally swapped. conversational virtual wardrobe, and set changes.
That's incredible. So the creative possibilities are huge. Google was suggesting some pretty wild mashups too, right?
Yeah, they really pushed the creative boundaries in their demos, like turning a photo of your cat into a 16-bit video game character, and then placing it realistically inside a 2D pixel art game level. That requires understanding multiple styles and how to blend them.
What else?
Some really evocative stuff, like creating a picture of you as an adult, sitting down with your childhood self in your old playroom.
Oh, wow. That's quite something. Managing age and interaction.
Yeah, or transforming a photo of a regular house into a tropical island design thatch roof, bamboo details. Great for architectural or interior design concepts.
And didn't they have one about tennis balls?
Haha, yeah. Changing someone's dress so it looks like it's made entirely of tennis balls. It sounds silly, but it demonstrates incredible texture mapping and form understanding while keeping the person looking like a person.
So it's flexible across realism, fantasy, design.
Totally. And it positions the AI not just as an image editor, but potentially as a storytelling engine.
Nice.
They even suggested creating like a 9-part visual narrative, purely through iterative image generation with no text needed, just telling a story visually, step by step.
Okay, so image generation is getting pretty sophisticated, especially with consistency. But video is still very much the Wild West, particularly the free video tools, meaning it's harder to get good results without paying.
Much harder. Quality is improving, definitely, but the free options often come with major hurdles, either getting them to work at all or significant quality trade-offs. We looked at a comparison test of 5 free tools.
All right, lay it on us. What was the first lesson?
The first lesson is, be prepared for some friction just to get started. Take ChatGLM, for instance. The results themselves, actually pretty impressive sometimes. Smooth animation, clean look, HD quality. It even threw in 3 free AI sound effects a day.
Sounds good. What's the catch?
The catch was signing up. It required a phone number, which can be a pain, especially internationally. Testers often had to use temporary number services.
Oh, yeah. Hassle.
Big hassle, and sometimes they had to jump through hoops like translating the site back to Chinese just to get the US country code option to appear correctly. Plus, all the free videos had a watermark. So, decent quality, but high setup friction.
Gotcha. Who is next?
Ken AI. This one sounded great on paper. Unlimited video generation, no watermarks, no export limits, focused purely on text to video.
Okay, the dream scenario.
Almost, but the output quality was described as mixed.
How so?
While the individual frames might look crisp, the actual motion was often lacking. Videos could feel static or slow, like things were just slightly morphing instead of moving properly.
Kind of uncanny valley.
A bit, yeah. Not really fluid animation. Rendering took about 3 minutes, which isn't terrible, but if the motion isn't right, it's often not usable.
Okay. Number 3.
Ver. This one focused only on image-to-video animating a single picture, and the access was amazing. Totally free, unlimited, no watermarks, no sign-up needed at all.
Wow. Okay. What's the catch there?
2 main things. First, it doesn't save your videos online. You have to download it immediately after it renders, or poof, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Need to be quick.
Second, and more importantly, it often struggled with specific motion instructions. If you ask for a hand lifting, you might get the hand lowering, or just a simple camera zoom instead of the action you wanted. It seemed to prioritize any movement over the requested movement.
So less control.
Definitely less control over the specifics.
Okay.
Next up, Winam AI. This one offered both text-to-video and image-to-video.
Covering all bases.
Trying to, but the friction was maybe the worst of the bunch. Phone number, sign up again, complex workarounds needed for country codes and involving translation tricks.
Sounds painful.
Yeah. And rendering was slow, like 10 minutes or more per short clip. Free videos had a watermark, and it really struggled to follow prompts accurately. Testers mentioned asking for a scene with the blacksmith, and the final video just showed a fire pit, no blacksmith in sight.
Oof. Not great.
Not great at all, which brings us to the last one.
The quality spoiler.
Exactly. Google AI's Veo. The testers were pretty unanimous. The quality was just leagues ahead.
How so?
Incredibly smooth animation, genuinely cinematic visuals, no watermark. It looked professional in a way the others simply didn't.
Ah, but there's a catch coming, isn't there?
The inevitable one. It's not unlimited free. Google only offered a limited quota for testing. To use it seriously, you'd need to pay. It's a premium product with a free trial, essentially.
Okay, so synthesizing those results, for text to video, Google Veo is the clear quality winner, but not truly free for heavy use.
Right. Veo basically stole the show, as one source put it. It set the benchmark for quality.
And for image to video, animating a still picture.
The results there were closer, But the free unlimited tools, like Ver, tended to, well, cheat a bit. They mostly relied on simple camera movements, zooms, pans, rather than actually animating specific actions like a hand waving realistically.
So if you need specific complex motion in your video,
Yeah.
you're probably paying for it right now.
That seems to be the reality, yeah. The truly free, unlimited options aren't quite there yet for complex, controllable animation.
Okay, so across all these tools, the 3D figures, the image generators, the video tools, what's the big takeaway? You mentioned conversation earlier.
That really is the single most important thing. Success depends almost entirely on understanding that you're having a conversation with the AI, not just barking commands.
So forget the idea of one perfect prompt.
Absolutely. That's the biggest mistake people make and why they get frustrated. They type in one short sentence and expect magic.
But the pros don't do that.
No way. The tests showed that getting those really high-quality professional results often involved refining the prompt like 24 times or more.
No.
Yeah. Treating it like a real back and forth, giving feedback, making tweaks, guiding the AI. It's iterative.
Okay, so how do you get good at that conversation, especially with something powerful like Nano Banana? Any tips from the successful tests?
Definitely. First, use layered prompts. Don't just say cat. Say photorealistic cat meets oil painting style. Combine concepts.
Okay, stylistic mashups.
Second, always specify lighting and camera angles. Be descriptive. Golden hour sunlight from the left, low angle shot. Speak the language of photography. It makes a huge difference.
Got it. Lighting and camera.
And finally, ask for fine details. Tell it to enhance fur texture or metallic reflections or complex fabric folds. Push it to add that extra layer of realism or detail.
So be specific, be descriptive, and iterate.
Exactly. And we really saw Nano Banana's strength in this conversational refinement during those head-to-head tests against competitors like ChatGPT, Seedream 4.0, and Flux Context Max.
Right, the comparisons. How did it stack up? Let's take character consistency first, keeping the same person looking the same.
Nano Banana was the clear winner there. In a complex scene like that poker game example, it kept the subject's face, their expression, the scene details almost perfectly consistent, even when changing other elements.
And the others struggled.
ChatGPT, for instance, would often subtly change the person's face or expression when you asked for a lighting change. Flux Context Max was pretty good with the face, but sometimes lost details in the background, like the poker chips or table texture. Nano Banana held both together better.
Okay, what about replacing objects, like that cat-to-dragon example?
Again, Nano Banana came out on top. It kept the human subject looking consistent and did a great job rendering the dragon realistically, getting the horns and eyes right.
How did the others fail there?
Well, Flux Context Max might nail the dragon but totally lose the human's face, sometimes replacing it with a blur or a different person entirely. Seedream 4.0 tended to make the dragon look like a flat sticker, just pasted onto the image, not really integrated.
Interesting. What about just basic image editing, like changing the camera angle on that pop singer?
That was actually a tie between Nano Banana and Flux Context Max. Both did a really impressive job maintaining color accuracy and keeping details like a necklace perfectly placed, even while shifting the whole perspective dramatically.
Okay, so Flux is strong on some types of editing. What about changing the style, like that modern Japan to 1920s Japan test?
Nano Banana took the win there again. It successfully changed the clothes, applied that vintage brownish color grading, and crucially kept the people's faces consistent.
Any flaws?
The testers noted it sometimes struggled with small background details, like forgetting to change modern cars in the background to look period appropriate, but overall it handled the style conversion best.
And finally, the product shot. The prime can in ice.
Nano Banana got the top spot there too. It created good depth, realistic ice, consistent lighting, and kept the can's color saturation right.
But text was still an issue.
Yeah, that seems to be a weakness across most models right now. Getting text like the word prime to render perfectly consistently is still tricky. You might get preem or something slightly off.
Okay, so Nano Banana performed really strongly in those consistency and editing tests. But what if someone just wants to play around? No commitment, totally free.
Good point. It's worth mentioning tools like Raphael AI exist. Our sources highlighted it as being 100% free, unlimited use, and requiring no sign-up at all.
And the quality.
It offers different modes: photorealistic, illustration, abstract. It might not have the absolute cutting-edge consistency of Nano Banana, but it's a fantastic zero-friction way for anyone to start experimenting and learning that conversational prompting style.
So a good starting point to learn the ropes without spending anything.
Exactly. You can practice layering prompts, asking for details, seeing what works, before you decide if you need the power of the more advanced, often subscription-based tools.
Right. So the overall message seems to be, if you need that top-tier quality, especially for complex editing and consistency, you're looking at tools like Nano Banana for images and maybe VO for video if you can handle the limits or cost.
That's pretty much the state of play right now, yeah.
Ah.
Hashtag tech outro. So wrapping up this deep dive, what have we learned?
Well, the AI generation market is definitely not monolithic anymore. It's branching out fast into these really specific niches like those 3D figures, which is changing visualization workflows.
Right.
And the big players, like Nano Banana, are setting a new benchmark. It's not just about raw image quality anymore. It's about consistency through edits. That's the new battleground.
In context editing.
Exactly. Meanwhile, the video side is still, well, developing. You've got amazing quality from Google VO, but it's limited or costly. The free options are often a trade-off between accessibility and actual performance.
And the key to using any of them effectively.
It comes back to mastering that iterative conversational prompting, learning the language the AI understands.
So if you're listening and want to get the most out of these tools, the advice is don't expect magic from one prompt.
Right. Think of it as collaborating with the AI. Prompt, look at the result, refine, prompt again, engage with it.
Iterate. The tools themselves are getting cheaper, even free in many cases. The real investment is your time and your creativity in learning that conversational process.
Okay. Good practical advice.
Which brings us to kind of a final thought-provoking point to leave you with.
All right, hit us with it.
So, the U.S. Copyright Office has said currently that you can't copyright an image made entirely by AI.
Okay.
But they also suggest you might be able to get copyright if you use AI tools just to edit your own original photos or artwork.
Interesting distinction.
Right. But now think about Nano Banana. You take your photo, you blend it with an AI-generated jacket, you put yourself in an AI-generated office. Where exactly is that line between your original input and the AI enhancement? It's getting really blurry, isn't it?
Yeah, that is blurry.
So if that line keeps blurring, what does that mean for the future? What's the actual protectable value of that digital artwork or that cool 3D collectible you just created using these powerful conversational tools? Something to think about.